This fairly rough poort of 1.7 kilometers in length traverses a natural gap in the mountains about 24 kilometers east of Klaarstrom. Some of the ascending up the northern side has gradients of 1 in 10, but once the middle point is reached at the 0.6 kilometer point, it's fairly level from there onwards. There are wonderful views of the Groot Swartberg Mountains to the south as you crest the summit. The road leads to the Haggas farm about 1.5 kilometers beyond the southern end of the poort. This is a road for the more serious pass hunter and forms an out and back route, although there are a number of circular options if you want to explore the area in more depth. This is a basic farm road and is sometimes little more than a jeep track. We recommend being in a four-wheel drive vehicle or at least in a high clearance bakkie. This is a dead-end road, so you'll need to retrace your route back to the R407. This poort would typically be driven from north to south in the direction which we have filmed it. It's possible to approach it from the south, but you need to have a good GPS loaded with tracks for Africa, plus a good paper map if you don't want to get lost in the maze of minor gravel roads in the valley. The name Palingspoort is Afrikaans and translates into Passage of the Eels. It's assumed that the stream once supported a reasonable population of eels, although considering the barren and dry landscape, it would seem doubtful these days. The ridge of lower mountains ahead is a precursor to the much bigger Swartberg range a little further south. The ridge on the right is called Grootpoortse Rand and has an altitude of 1,033 meters, whilst the one on the left is called Spielkraalrand at 1,050 meters. The road curves to the right and begins ascending more steeply at a gradient of 1 in 10 and quickly reaches the neck at the 0.5 kilometer point. At this point one gets a huge view of the main Swartberg range to the south. The road bends gently to the left and then swings to the right, following a more westerly heading along the southern base of the Grootpoortse Rand. Please be careful of sheep crossing the road, as can be testified by the many animal tracks radiating out from both sides of the road. The road now continues heading quite steeply into the west-southwest and ends at an altitude of 992 meters at the 1.7 kilometer point. If you continue for another 1.5 kilometers, you'll arrive at the Haggas farmstead.